very good afternoon to all of you, and a hearty welcome to the third episode of Slice of Christ. Before we introduce our guests, let me tell you a little small story. So, there was a little girl who was a huge introvert. She did not have any hobbies of her own or anything until her grandmother started gifting her coloring books. So, she was like, why do I have these coloring books now? What am I going to do with them? And then her grandmother told her that every time you color in a character, the character becomes happy. So this really inspired this young girl, and she started coloring, sketching. She became an artist of her own. If you haven't already guessed, this little girl is me. In my life, my grandmother has been a huge source of inspiration. She's taught me how to read, how to cook, how to paint. Everything that I am today, I'm thankful to her. What has influenced you? By now, you have a small idea of what we're going to talk about today. It's nothing but influence. Flu highlighted because it's something that spreads very fast, as quick as the flu. Coming to the point, influence is a huge factor in all our lives. We are all influenced by products of social media. It could be Netflix, it could be Prime, it could be K-pop, it could be One Direction. We have been influenced by so many things. Even from our childhood, there have been so many factors that have influenced us. So now let me tell you a little about how Slice of Christ was formed, what influenced the thought behind the show. So Slice of Christ first began when a back-end team went to Father Derek and told him to make a small video to address the COVID-19 and the people suffering from it. So then Father suggested, why not we add a couple more creative elements to it. So then they decided to have some music, a prayer, and so on. So there was a date fixed, but then due to other circumstances, it started getting pushed. And the more time that we collected, the more elements that were added. And today, we're on the third episode of Slice of Christ. We have a full-fledged show. Slice of Christ. What an innovative name, right? So if you've been thinking about this, what we tend to inform you is that Christ is like a universal brand. Something that all of us have access to and something that we all need in our lives. So this is us bringing you a small piece of Christ to you. Before we introduce the guests now, let me quickly tell you a little about them. So our first guest for the evening is someone who is very famous in the parish. He's known for his selfless service and a very cheerful personality. If you've been to church, you've definitely met this person. It's none other than Mr. Elvis. Hello, Mr. Elvis. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Sasha.
Please have a seat.
Hi, good evening, friends. I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me on this wonderful show of theirs, Slice of Christ. I have seen the last two episodes, and they were quite good. I feel I love this place, Abu Dhabi. I've been here for the last 26 or 27 years, to be more precise, and I've been associated with this St. Joseph's Parish with various groups and associations. Presently, I'm one of the parish council members, and also I've been representing the volunteers group, and I work for Emirates Insurance Company in the finance department.
So our next guest for the show is a very cheerful personality, very colorful and vibrant. She's a freelance photographer and a makeup artist. So next, let's invite Elaine Fatima. So next, let's invite Elaine Fatima to the show. lovely to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so
All
much for
right.
inviting me. Hi, everyone, whoever's watching as well.
Oh, why not you give them a little introduction about yourself?
All right, shall we take a seat
Yes,
first
please.
so we can get all comfortable? All right, great. But thank you first for inviting me over for the third episode. I have seen the first two episodes, and I'm really, really glad to be on this show.
It's lovely to have you
All
here.
right, so as we know, okay, Abu Dhabi is like a melting pot of diversity, and that's basically how my parents met. So I'm glad to say that I've lived here and was born and raised here my entire life. So I'm a proud third culture kid. I'm pretty sure you'd resonate that
Amazing. Yes,
as well, right? Are
definitely.
you a third culture kid as well?
Yes, I'm a Gen Z baby.
Okay, well, that's good. So what I do is I am a licensed freelance. Okay, so hold your horses because this is going to be really, really long. Okay, I am a licensed freelance and self-taught makeup artist, photographer, branding consultant, social media content creation consultant that kind of focuses on weddings, lifestyle, beauty, and fashion here in Abu Dhabi. So that's a long list.
It's
So
a big creative space to be in.
exactly, I'm like a Jane of all trades, as you can say.
That's nice.
Well, yeah.
All right. So now, before I cut into the questions, let me just start with a very easy question. So, what is the first thing that you guys do in the morning? For me, the first thing I do is I wake up to my over snoozed alarm, and then I regret for becoming late again to work. This is actually because I spent a good amount of unhealthy hours browsing through my phone. This is how I start my day every day. So, tell me about you guys. What influences you the first in the morning? What's your first thought or the first thing you do?
Well, I wake up just to make sure that the alarm rings. I put it off. Then, of course, I too look at my messages. I look at those missed calls if there are any during the night because I usually keep my phone either switched off or silent mode while I'm
Wow,
at sleep.
Elvis wakes up the alarm.
Yes, I do that.
No, I completely feel that. I actually do feel it because I wake up 2 minutes and I just don't know why. Okay, I wake up 2 minutes before I set the alarm and I regret waking 2 minutes because I could have spent those two
Just
minutes actually
sleeping.
Exactly.
doing more, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So I wake up 2 minutes before the alarm goes, and just like yourself, I'd sit there scroll endlessly on my phone just to figure out what's going on in the world, what's going on with my friends, and then I wake up. So you could factor in that I actually wake up an hour I'm supposed to. Yeah.
That's nice. Lovely to know. All right. So my first question goes to Mr. Elvis.
Okay.
So Elvis, since you grew up in a world without social media is a huge influence to all of us, especially Generation Z. So what were your main factors of influence?
Well, there was no social media at the time during my early years. The main factors of influence were my parents, uh, teachers, and very few people who ventured out and proved themselves successful by their determination and hard work. I looked up to them with certain sense of respect and admiration. Now, also, church has played a vital role in influencing my life. I'll tell you, way back somewhere in Mumbai, I was in a parish where we had a youth group called SASCO. It's a very active group, and I have learned a lot of things from that group, like commitments, determination, how you can, influence people. And I literally used to get influenced by those people there who were totally amazing, and they have been a source of inspiration for me throughout my life, and I really owe that group a lot, and I'll never forget that group because I've learned a lot from that group.
That's nice. Good to know that you were involved quite
Thank
young.
you.
And then,
Thank you.
like you mentioned, teachers, music, everything else could be influential factors apart from social media. So, now coming to LA. So, you're into a very creative, distinct space. That's really admirable. You're someone who's following your passions. So, what influenced you to get into this profession?
Clearly, you can see the colorful person that I am today.
Yes,
Okay.
you are colorful.
I could match the balloons as well if I could. But growing up, art was actually my favorite subject in high school and up all the way up into college. So I did have that opportunity to constantly hone both skills in makeup and photography. When I took up advertising arts in college. To be honest, my mom kind of influenced me to take up 2 years of pre med, and I felt that was not something that I really wanted to do. But in all honesty, it boils down to my dad being my biggest influence, because what was once a passion project, and it still is a passion project for him and myself, is what I actually make money out of, and it's my business right now. So I didn't really foresee doing photography and makeup as a freelance or full time job. To be honest, I was doing marketing for about 6 years. You
Wow.
know, so like from pre med to arts, and then suddenly going back to marketing for about
Yeah.
6 years, and it took me that long to actually realize that something that I love to do could actually be a career. So what I did is I pulled out that 9 to 5 job.
That's big.
Jumped into the freelancing boat with zero business plan. But it's safe to say, like, thank God that I am in my 5th year running, and I'm alive and kicking and still adapting to what the digital age and time has for us.
Okay, the
Great.
digital age now brings us to a lot of questions. So now it's really nice to notice that. So I am a Gen Z baby. She's a millennial.
I'm a millennial,
Yeah,
and
Elvis is
Elvis,
probably a baby boomer. So
yeah,
Hello.
I'm guessing.
Hello. What baby boomer? I'll tell you, baby boomers were somewhere born between 1946 to 1964, if I'm
right,
not mistaken.
right.
I don't know if my memory is sharp, but I'm still young. And if you guys think so, then I'll take it as a compliment.
Mm, you're
Okay.
definitely young, Elvis.
Thank you.
Nothing. Okay, now coming to Elvis again. Speaking
Okay.
of technology,
Okay.
how has the presence of technology influenced you?
Well, good question. Technology has touched almost every aspect of human life. It has made our lives so easy and so convenient. I'll give you one example. Way back, like, when I started off my career, as you know, that I'm an accountant, and the accountant's job is really vast, and we had to literally make up those accounting financial reports on a piece of foolscap paper.
Can imagine.
The
Yes,
That
two
must
way
be
and
bad,
and
right?
around.
the only device was the calculator, you know, calculator. And what happened is, we we had this introduction of all these softwares, computers, sophisticated accounting packages. These made our lives very easier. And of course, now last few years you have these robotic processes which are uh, really giving a good opportunity for people to, the accountants especially, to free their arms, and they they do a lot of work using the robotic processes,
Mm.
and it makes their life easier, and there's a lot of time left for them to look into the other areas as such. So I think technology is really good. It's amazing, really amazing. It's very easy, but I feel it's still lots to learn from it, right? But at the same time, I feel I'm a bit worried about these uh, fast growing technologies. Security remains a key concern for it, and I think this vast technology which is growing so rapidly, uh, I think we have to adapt it somehow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we'll lose the
You
plot.
will miss out on so many
We'll
things.
miss out the game. We'll lose
We're
the plot.
literally in one of the fastest
Absolutely,
technology right
absolutely.
now. I mean,
Yeah,
how else can our audience hear and see what you are talking
Very
about right
true.
now?
exactly.
I
That
mean,
Absolutely.
itself has changed so many things.
Yeah.
Even when you talk about technology, they say that most of the kids that are growing in kindergartens now, they will grow up and have another kind of a job that don't even exist today.
they'll grow up with a cell phone.
Yeah, it's with AI and so many things coming into picture, technology is really overtaking so many things for us. Okay, so now coming back to Elaine. So now your job requires you to have a social media presence, or to be really updated with all the latest technology. So what are some negatives and positives that you could pull out from your life?
So to date, I am actually indeed very grateful for my God-given talents of honing both makeup and photography,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really have an opportunity to learn these in school. Back then, there wasn't like a school for just makeup or photography specifically. As the kids right now are very lucky to go to specific schools that cater to these kind of talents or skills. You see. So I taught so I taught myself these skills as growing up. I'd be looking into books, going online with YouTube as my biggest resource. Sometimes when people ask me, "Hey, where'd you learn? Where'd you learn your skills? Where'd you go to photography for school?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I went to school of the University of YouTube." So that's what I tell
Right.
people, yeah, because people don't really know how much of information is
True.
just
Out
widely
there.
available for you online, and YouTube is just one of them as well. So if I so these are like the positive outcomes that we get from social media, and then the fact that we can creatively express ourselves online, because I currently use it as a marketing tool. Sometimes I hire people remotely, so that also just offers remote employment online,
Yeah,
you know? So these are the positives that we get, and we also use it as an educational tool to learn things.
definitely.
But with something as good as social media, definitely there has to be.
Some side effects,
Exactly,
of
or the
course.
negative effect. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Some side effects. We won't say the negative of it, but the
Mhm.
side effects. Because whatever you see online is basically either not too real or very hard to believe. It could not also not be
True.
reality. So that kind of affects that affects you mentally. You start beginning to doubt yourself, your self worth, your self image online, and you know it kind of creates that whole FOMO. Do you know what FOMO is? Do you know what FOMO is? No. Baby boomer, do you know what FOMO is? It
It's
actually
fear.
means fear of missing out
Yeah.
on events. So when you see people online enjoying themselves and you're on the back end of your phone, you'd be like, I wish I was there. And that kind of puts a bad toll on your mental health.
True.
So that's the kind of negatives that comes out with social media, regardless. And ideally, you'd want to um, figure out who your friends are. From then on, even your friends are no longer friends. You kind of look out to strangers to seek that approval, and they become your friends. The moment you post something,
Yeah.
strangers start liking things, and they go like, "Yeah, those are my friends, my real friends." You know? Yeah.
So like it's true like how we all look forward to social media for like a lot of validation. Like the posts, the likes. We're tending to compare our lives constantly with people, who are out there posting pictures. Even influencers have become such a huge trend. But is it always good for you? So like this comes to my next question to Elvis. So how important is it to have the right people around you? How do you choose from what's good, what's bad? Is something you can tell upon that?
Well, I don't think people are inherently good or bad. Uh, all that God has created is good, right?
Yes.
Yes, we
Amen.
believe.
And
We
yeah,
all support
I'm
that.
sure we all agree, and all that has purpose, has a meaning. But if it's all people's action that make the people good or bad. I feel
Correct.
the people's action that make good or bad, and you can judge a tree with its fruits, isn't it? You can't judge, right? So that's it. It's very important to keep good people in your company, because you tend to be positive, you tend to be more energetic, like to have a good company, because when you see those positive people around you, you tend to become like them. And that's how I feel you have to be. And I think, how do I choose?
Yeah. How do you pick them out from
Yeah,
the
how
crowd?
do
How
I
do you
pick them up? Yeah,
identify?
I look at those people, like I look at their integrity. I look at their what do you call their commitments, their dedication, their determination in what they do, and how and what has motivated them, to be one of the successful persons in their
Yeah.
particular areas what they are dealing with. This is how I feel, and I look at them and then I follow them. They are like my role models.
Wow. What's different from that is how we look up to some influencers and follow them on social media.
Correct.
Like, that's so different from how the new generation is,
Because kind
being
of like what Elvis
influenced.
said, do not
Yeah.
judge you can't judge a person by just
Yeah.
looking on the
True,
outside,
very
right?
true.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably like the most colorful person in the room, but I could be
Definitely.
like hiding some pain deep down inside. You won't even
You
know
won't
that.
know. You
Yeah,
won't know.
I mean that's what these influencers or actors, they look so great on TV, but little do we know what their actual backstory is
True.
about.
Yeah. So, like, just curious to know, are you selective about the people, Ellen? Like, are you like, do you choose who you want to be with, or are you like free with everyone and you just okay with?
No, again, it boils back to that very same line. You can't judge the person by its own, but
Yeah.
like even the most quiet person in the room can be the really most interesting person in the room, you know? So I can't just judge them and go ahead and say that. I mean, it really depends on how I experience that person, how that person kind of looks at me or kind of
Yeah,
experience me, like how we become friends in the first initially. So
exactly.
that's how it is. Ooh,
And also about social media, like you mentioned before, do you become friends with someone on the virtual zone, like without meeting them? Is it easier for you to become friends with someone? It's very easy for me to just text someone and become good friends with them. But I just want to know your perspectives from the both of you on that.
it is for me, okay, because I am a very open person, so I'd expect the same person, whoever I'm viewing on the other end, would be as open and like minded as
Yeah,
me. So that's how you kind of like sort of filter it out as well. If they
yeah,
kind of are in the same boat as you are, then why not, you know? So, I mean, the more the merrier they're friends, right? It depends on to them if they want to stay friends with you afterwards or not.
yeah.
But how about you,
About
Elvis?
you?
Well, I don't look at those aspects as such, because we have so many things in life to do, and yeah, yeah, I somehow agree with what you said as well as you. I think we should look at those things.
Yeah. But like, have you made any friends solely through Facebook or Instagram or anything,
Well,
or do you always meet them and then?
I do have a huge friends on
Oh,
the
wow.
Facebook.
Okay. I got a
It's
huge following.
my
Ooh,
my
you're popular.
my target is 1,000 so far,
Wow,
and I have
wow.
reached to around 984 as such, and it's still
Just
going.
a few more.
I think
Guys,
after
if you
this
know
show,
Elvis, please follow him and become his friends on
1,000, that
Facebook.
even beats me.
Help him beat his target.
I think after this show, I think I'm surely going to cross the
Definitely you have
1,000
a
plus.
thousand plus fans.
Do you
Yeah.
keep in touch with all these 1,000 people?
Well,
I mean,
I think they have to keep in touch with me.
see, that's another problem. So many people are messaging all the time. Do you really have the time to entertain all these people in your
Uh,
life? Like, of course, you have to prioritize your daily tasks, but you can't also like make them feel bad, especially if you're friends with them. How do you guys manage that?
I think I choose, like, I look at, because I'm only on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram. So I
Mm.
look at those people, like, who keeps on posting every now and then. And there are people, right, who keeps on posting it. Even if they have a lunch, they will post the lunch that they've settled.
Everything is
So
everybody
I
knows,
think
right?
likes is the only like the key where I click and I like it. That's the only thing I
That's
can
how
do.
you.
Unless there is a birthday wish which we
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
give,
of
and then
course.
I type the
Type out
birthday wish.
message.
Right.
I think now it's all automated. I mean, you just click the birthday message and it glows
Yeah.
the way you want, and that's how I keep in touch with all my friends.
So like how he mentioned that he's not on Instagram but he uses Facebook.
Yeah,
But I think Elaine, you're on both. You're on
I am on both, but
I'm
the
only on Instagram. I cannot go back to Facebook. Bye. So how does that feel? Like you have
so
two platforms to manage
exactly, I've
now.
got three platforms.
Oh,
whoa,
Correction, because I'm also on YouTube. Okay,
oh, of
but
course.
the irony is, I am not as active as I should be.
Mm.
Because I mean, you know how much I do, like the amount of stuff that I
Yes,
do
yes.
every day. I mean, just imagine trying to balance all of those creative skills and trying to do it
Impossible.
exactly every
Impossible.
day. It can't. So when someone does reply, if it's job related, I'll immediately reply because I need job. I need those money to help me going every day. But if
Definitely.
it's something that does require time that I can reply and respond to later, please don't hate me if I respond to you in like 3 5 days.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, because that's how it is. So people do expect, like the other end would anticipate, oh, Elaine's pretty busy, she'll get back to me. But then if they see me online and posting, they go like,
Okay,
yeah,
now you're being ignored kind of a thing, right?
right. You
Yeah.
didn't message me, but you could be on social. So I mean, have you heard that saying that, even if you're actively online, it doesn't mean that you're available.
Available,
Yeah.
yes. True.
So I mean, you do have to prioritize certain things
Yeah.
before you can actually just entertain on social
Because
media.
sometimes I just use social media to just browse through it. I even get my news updates through social media. I don't really have a news. I don't even read the paper
No, that's
honestly.
true. Yeah.
I get all my insights from social media. So like when you're just using quality time like that, you might not always have time to reply to so many people, right? So that's something that's very different. Okay, so now let's talk a little about the church. So now Elvis is extremely active on church, and there's so much I want to ask him on how he manages time to give it to church, family, work. I really don't know how he does that. So Elvis, please tell our viewers on how you juggle all of these things.
yeah, it's a very common question which many people have been asking me, especially during this COVID times. Uh, I personally believe that every human life has a purpose, and we need to discover that purpose, right? Now, the greatest discovery that an individual can make is to understand the purpose of his or her life and then live by it. This is what I feel like, And then I have found my purpose in the service of the church, and I find a deep meaning, and fulfillment in whatever I do. And I think I should give a credit, entire credit to my family, especially my wife and my son, who have been constantly encouraging me to do this stuff, and like people ask, how do you manage the entire thing? Like we see you mostly in the church. Yes, now being a active member, like especially in this COVID situation, you have to be uh, surrounding the church for many activities which are going on, and I usually juggle between my work, my office, and of course the church activities also. And I feel like once if you have taken up certain commitment, or if you're given somebody, if somebody has given you a task, I think you should complete it. You should be 100% sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you have to achieve it. Like, otherwise, there's no point in taking up task and just leaving it half the way. Like,
Can you
so
juggle them?
I do manage it. I
Oh,
mean,
you manage them?
that's how, like,
It's a very
it's
thick
yes,
schedule as you.
Yeah.
that comes from experience. I tell you, it's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy because your working hours. You have to complete your working hours. Otherwise, you're not paid.
Correct.
And then you have to look at your home also. I mean, their needs are required, and then you have to come to church because there are so many activities which are just lined up, which are waiting for you. Like you will see, there are so many things going on outside, and these things have to be tackled in such a way that you have to give time for it. You have to manage the time. But that's how I've learned managing that time, like work, office, and church activities, and somehow you know the strength comes from somewhere, and I do manage all these things, uh, and I'm happy about it.
I should come to you for time management.
Yes,
Sure.
definitely.
Your life sounds so fulfilling
I know it's so well
and ordered,
planned.
very orderly.
Truly, it was not easy initially. It was very difficult, when you take up such activities. I'm sure many people who are in these activities may be coming across this situation every now and then. You give, like, sometimes you have to give 12, 13 hours in the church, especially on Fridays, Saturdays. It's not easy, but then you have to manage your time. You have to manage everything, so you have to keep everybody happy. Make sure that you don't neglect someone somewhere else, especially your home, because that's what people say, and even the priest here says that your home is first, your
Yes.
job is first, and then your church activity comes.
Okay.
But for me, right from the age of 7, I have been so much influenced by church that I don't know how I live without being a church member.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Actually,
That's
very
very true.
inspiring for
Your
me as
age of
well.
7.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
we have a question from an online platform. Someone's
Oh,
asking you, has someone influenced you to get with regards to church? Was there a particular person who really influenced you to, be
not
this active?
Not exactly. I mean, yeah, I have been in the church for the since at the age of 7 onwards. I started off my church activities, and there have been many people who have influenced my life. Many people, like in the church, especially those seniors who were there. Like, now looking at them, like, I got influenced. There were a lot of priests I know all over the world. I know them very well. I'm in touch with them,
Oh, that's
and these are the people who have influenced my life to take up activities, to take up roles. Like, if you tell me now, like, what is your role now, like, as I've completed so many years here, I would uh, definitely love to encourage people, the youngsters, especially the young adults in this church
Yes.
in our parish. And I know many of them, and many of them are my friends here. uh, some of them are half of my age, but I get along well with them. And these guys, I tell them, I encourage them, I encourage them to take up church activities, which is something. It's good because I have been doing it, and it pays you off, somewhere or the other you're blessed somehow.
Correct, correct.
I feel that because those who have been in the church activities all these years, they will understand the real meaning of how you're blessed in so many ways. And the other thing I would like to tell the youngsters, and of course this goes to everyone, that again comes to the technology part of it. I think we have to learn every day something or the other,
Correct. Something new
and
every day.
you never know what's that's going to help you out when and where. It's definitely going to help you out somewhere, so I need people to uh, take up this technology thing very seriously, to learn more and more things. Don't just sit aside and say, "Oh, I've done it." No, you have to learn. You keep on learning. Right?
Keep on
I
learning.
think that makes our life more
Yeah,
fruitful and more interesting.
that's
This
great
is
to know.
what Elvis's purpose in life.
Exactly, he's
This is
found
why
Yes,
it.
you're here.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
It's
true.
really inspiring.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next question is for Elaine,
Oh.
and this is again from an online platform.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
talking about current generations like K-pop, are you a K-pop fan?
Is it because of the way I
No,
dress?
just asking. Just asking.
No, I'm not a K-pop fan. Okay, and then people might go, "Oh, you're not." Okay, but I am an Asian skin consultant. So
Oh,
still, I am
Oh,
influenced. Yeah, exactly. I am still in that category of Asian, but I'm not a K-pop fan. Sorry, my entire cousins, my whole family is K-pop influenced at this point. Yeah, just not me.
okay. So the question follows, and is asked like, how do you think it has influenced teens or young adults in terms of music, lifestyle, all these kind of brands, or be it Netflix, or be it anything like that? What
Okay, are we
influence?
talking about K-pop in general or like
No, no,
everything else?
everything in general. But if you could touch on K-pop, our fans would be very happy.
If we could touch on K-pop, because I have very, very zero knowledge to that very zero knowledge.
Okay, let's skip that
All
then.
right, so to be honest, whatever you see online and on TV right now, and how we influence others, we just really don't know how much of influence we have over others. And to be honest, we do have a lot of influence over others, whether we like it or not. Like for example, a K-pop ends up wearing a certain outfit, right? And then you go like, yes, I really like that outfit. Where can I go get it? And then we start looking up online where to get it, or if we can replicate that kind of style online. You see, that's the kind of influence when you see a celebrity wearing something online and you put your twist to it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that non-conscious influence effect. That's what's happening around to the kids these days. Both kids these days. I feel so old saying that. I don't know why, but yeah, so you see these things online, you replicate it, you put a twist onto it, so that becomes your style in the end of the day, right? You get greatly influenced by these celebrities that you see online, and these influencers.
Yeah,
So, and then little do you know that you might be influencing someone else on the other
to
side.
do
People
the
seeing
yeah,
you online, people seeing you personally, you'd be like, hey, I like your style. Where'd you get it from? And then they pick up the same thing and they put up their twist to it, be it a modern twist or a very modest twist to it. They still do it because in the end, it's how you influence that person as
yeah.
well. So influence is basically how that experience. How others experience you. That is influence. So how we experience
Wow,
seeing celebrities online in movies or in TV shows or like even in concerts as well. I mean, oh, I like that stuff. Yeah, let's do it. And then we end up wearing. We end up even wearing outfits that we see in music videos to their concerts, right? So,
true.
I mean, that's how we.
That's how they make their money. Yeah,
Exactly. So that's why merchandise are being sent as like being sold because of that purpose,
yeah.
right? Because we influence the younger generation, and the younger generation ends up wearing it.
Arrogant,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so another question for you is, how are you managing your schedule, your busy schedule?
Okay, guys, if you've heard, okay, that I need to speak to Elvis, okay, about my time management, okay, and we both know that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need to learn a lot of time management skills from Elvis. That's a very, very, very good question that I still don't have an answer to.
Still figuring
It's
it
still
out.
figuring out because I try to find a harmony, okay, to try to balance both of them and my social life because there are times where I do have my friends ask me, Lane, we haven't seen you in a while. Can we see you? And then they all say, oh, she's probably busy. She's going to be at work or something or the other. People think I make up excuses. To be honest, it's not it's not a joke. Okay, that I try so much to do and I try to balance it in life. But again, I have to find a very good time management
Yes, we all need to. We
system
all
into
need
my
to.
life to be able to, make every part of my life happy, I
And
guess,
get
right?
equal time,
Exactly,
to
to
spend your
satisfy them
time.
as well.
Yeah.
So, So far, I would say that during the months of the summer, I would be giving time to myself. That's the downtime
Wow.
that you need for yourself.
Definitely,
Yeah, then
definitely.
that's summer are usually when the jobs are down as well. So you kind of touch base with your friends, meet up. I mean, it is moving to a more positive manner right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
especially with the restrictions being eased down a little bit, so we can see people. They can start accommodating 10 at a time. So yay, I'll see you 10 at a time at one time, and then I might not see you in the next
And
few
yeah,
years.
like she mentioned, it's so important to have your own quality time. So I'm just curious to know how do you spend your quality time, Elvis? This question is for you. Like when you have nothing juggling up and you get some free time,
Yeah,
what do you do?
I do have a free time. It's not that I don't have free time. I mean,
Wow, you still have free
I'm
time
not
also.
24 into 7, into that. But yeah, if you tell me there is a cricket match going on a television, then definitely I'll keep up my time for that. I mean, I'll keep some time for it, and if it's interesting, I'll definitely watch the entire match, and I'll bump my all my work like tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So that's how the time management comes into picture.
Okay,
You
so
have to
it's
manage everything. You have to keep time for yourself also. You're a service oriented person, no doubt about it. But I think. You have to keep something for yourself also. There has to be some life
That
for
it's
you.
very
right.
important, of
Yeah,
course.
so social life, yeah, social life is social life.
It's manageable social life.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can manage it, but yes, if it is something where I can find free time, then I do find free time and I watch a cricket match which is going on, especially when my country is playing. I do
Oh,
watch.
Okay.
shout
Yeah.
out to that country then.
All right. So now again, a very common question to both of you. Is there any influential person or character who helped you in decision making? Has
Ooh.
then it could be your parents, it could be your friend, someone that you picked this skill from. It could even be your boss, someone who was very good in making decisions, and you were like, you know what, I have to be that quick, or I have to be that to think that fast.
Because I think it would have to be your parents, because
Mhm.
as you grow up, your parents is always, well, in most cases, your parents are always in your life. That's how you start making your decisions. But it would also have to be an environmental factor, where you are, the way you're brought up, the way school influences you, what kind of
Yes.
decision that makes you. Because I mean, I've been in St. Joe's my entire
Oh
life, right? Yeah,
wow,
so I'm an SJS
wow.
girl. Yeah,
Just
I just
that.
left. I left 3 months before I could have been a loyalty student, to be honest.
Oh,
um,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
so all of that just kind of influences you, because that affects your decision making. The people in your life, how they tell you how they've experienced experienced their life, that kind of influences you as well. So and the way our teachers may have brought us up as well, and um, I'm guessing our friends, right?
Yep, definitely,
They are
definitely.
bigger influences
I
to
pick
us.
so much from my friends, the good
Yeah,
things though, obviously not the negatives.
right.
Yeah. What about you, Elvis? Has there been someone who's, guided you in
I,
this path?
there were a lot of people like who have guided me throughout. I mean, I've picked up so many of them. They have been my source of inspiration throughout my career, my life. But I I can proudly say that I pick up a lot of things from the younger generation.
Oh, is
I mean,
it?
I've been very close to. Uh, there is no age bar as such. You pick up a 7 year old boy or a girl. You will see them getting making friends with me very fast. I have so many friends who are very small, tiny little ones, and again, I want to bring this again, that this technology has made our lives like anything. Like these small kids, you see, they know a lot of things than what I'm supposed to know, and
Definitely,
I
definitely.
learn a lot of things from them, like especially those devices which they use. I mean,
Like TikTok? No.
I mean, it's amazing. I
True.
mean, they're just born with a device and they'll tell you how to operate it.
Exactly.
And this is very common. You pick up any child and they are like so fascinated with those devices and they know everything.
These are
So
new toys for the kids these
yeah, so I
days.
learn a lot of things from them.
Okay, next question is for Elaine. This is also from the public. Do you think social media hype that is currently present is quickly evolving?
Sorry, do you think
social
so?
media trend that is currently present is
Yes.
quickly evolving. I mean,
Yes,
it's
it
always
is.
evolving, but
No, it's always
yeah,
like you blink your eye, it's evolving somewhere else in the world. No, seriously, that's how
exactly.
Dubai works as well, right? I mean, you wake up one day and there's a new building. So social media is currently evolving with the things we see. Because, like, if it wasn't for this whole pandemic, we wouldn't be doing shows online. Churches wouldn't be able to continue masses online, right? Like, naturally, if it wasn't for the online presence
Definitely.
that has been introduced into the church, right? So all of these are like whoever has not been touching technology, I think this year, like 2020 and 2021, everyone has just quickly adapted
They've
to
had to,
technology.
they
They
don't
had
have a
to.
choice.
There was no way that I could get in touch with my friends or people that you haven't seen in a while or church, like how listening to mass online without the source of social media or technology.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I would say it's evolving right now. As
Too
whoever's
fast.
typing right now, you're evolving as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So next question is for Elvis. Okay. So you're a parent. So do you think being a parent, parents are they able to accept and understand social media? Because every time my mom sees me smile with her meme, she's always grumbling about it. It's like, why aren't you studying? Why aren't you doing something productive? Keep your phone away. But it's just a meme. Like, this is my relaxing time. So how do you as a parent, take this?
See, as a parent, I mean, if you ask me, as a parent, my wife and me, like, we have one child. He's 17 years, and we know that what is good and what is bad for him. Now, these technology, like now, these devices which they are using throughout, especially during the summer vacations and
Right,
the other
schools as
vacation,
well.
like
Yeah.
now the schools were not operating and everything was dragged at home. I mean, you had your office there, you had your
School as well
school
in
as
the
well
same
there.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we we constantly we trust, like, every child has to be trusted. I feel that that's more important. Like, you cannot just nag them every time. Don't just chase them every time to look what they are doing. Just don't peep into their devices and see what are they doing. I mean, this is how a parent should be. They should be a little bit uh, free enough to make sure that that the child has enough space to grow. And uh, and I feel every parent should take up this, give space for their child, uh, because there is a generation gap, where these devices are concerned. People should understand that. As a parent, yes, they have to understand their child, but you cannot overdo also. I
It's
mean,
not
True.
you
easy.
have
I
to
understand. It's
you
not
have
easy.
to make sure they are not continuously on those devices,
Devices.
or
Yeah. I bet
playing
your
That can
mom
something.
also be
now.
bad.
That
Definitely.
that
Yeah.
may make their life miserable. So there should be some control, but the control has to be in such a way that they don't take up that seriously, or they don't dislike you. As a parent, you have to make sure that your child likes you every time. So you
Yeah.
have to balance it
No,
accordingly.
that's true. Like, I bet your mom right now must be going, "Oh, Sunshine's not. What do you call? She's not on me. She's not online. She's actually studying." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
She
So
must be
maybe she
watching you
must be,
now.
yes, now she must be watching it. But
yeah. She
if
must have
I'm
an
like
open mind right
not
now.
online, or just she doesn't see
Oh.
me on my phone, she must be thinking maybe I'm doing something else.
Yeah, back then, if we were touching the computers, it was automatically my parents would have been like, "Oops, stop playing your games. Stop doing this online. Stop chatting."
You know what?
Right?
But interestingly, now they can't do that anymore because
Correct.
my sister, that's how she studies. And every time we go, I'm like, why are you still on your phone? She's like, I'm taking notes. Okay.
Right?
Right. So it's very hard to tell it apart now if they're
True.
studying or if they're wasting their time. It's a very challenging thing for parents, I would say. Okay, next question is for Elvis. Name an activity that you picked up in your childhood that you're still practicing.
Uh, what sort of activity you want to say?
Anything could be any activity, even if it's like journaling or maybe reading a Bible or maybe even like as different as sports or something like that.
Yeah, see, this singing has been a
Right.
part of my life throughout. I've always tried to learn a professionalism, like, in playing a guitar. And I have been constantly telling my friends, who are professionally playing a guitar, and I say, "Oh, guys, I want to learn. Yeah, I want to master that. And that is something which, for the last three and a half, or even 4 decades, that I have not picked up. I have not learned completely. I'm not satisfied when I play. But yeah, that has been my passion, and I want to complete that passion somehow. Someday I'll perform somewhere. That has been my aim, or my dream, sort of thing. So I think I should also find time to do that,
Yeah, no, I
to
actually
complete that mission.
no, completely. If there was anything, if I wasn't what I am right now, I
True.
think I would have been a musician in a parallel universe or something.
Yeah,
I would have,
yeah.
yeah, because my mom used to sing for the church ministry here, and it was something that she wanted to influence us when we were growing up as well to come sing for the church and the church choir and all of that. So we did pick it up to a point, but then of course we'd have to, when college happened, we all had to split, and then my mom kind of retired and left back home. So she's practically doing whatever she's doing here back home as well. So she's still singing for the
Wow.
choir.
Wow.
She's still
Yeah.
taking up that yeah that whole influence of music into her life. That's something that keeps you going. Considering that you're retired right now, music is probably what's keeping you going. Church is what's keeping you going every day. So I mean, of course, I hope that she's taking safety precautions right there, right? I mean, it's not that easy as well as it
No,
is.
it's
Like we
not.
have to be very thankful for the UAE for implementing such strict restrictions. Yeah,
Restrictions.
exactly, because that's just for our own safety. So if there was anything, yes, I think I would have been a musician in my past life. I am heavily influenced with music. Okay, I can sing, but I'm not a singer. I'm not a dancer. It should have been in my blood.
Is there any instruments that you play?
I do play the guitar. Yeah, my
Wow.
mom made me try to learn the piano, and I just couldn't learn the piano at all. I do play the piano and I do play the guitar, but I'm more of the guitar person than I used to play bass for our school band here, so that's what.
So
Wow.
you have those memories.
Yes, I do have those memories. I still play
Great.
them if I can, if we go back home, because if we ever, it's quite different. Like when you go back home to India or Philippines, right? It's not something that you meet them and you pull out your phones anymore. No, you actually spend that good quality social time. You pull out the guitar, you play music, you sing. It's something that you want to go back to the old times, basically. That's something that is considered now as good quality time, rather than just pulling out your phone and you're
Yeah,
in a family gathering and you're just there on your phone
true.
being antisocial. Is that what they call it? Yeah.
Definitely. So now again we have another question for Elvis.
Oh,
So do you think your love for sports helps you get through a stressful day?
Uh, you meant to say physically playing? Because right now I don't play physically, but
Mm.
yes, I do keep. It's like a stress buster for me. Of course, if they don't play properly, then the stress arises more. But yeah, uh, I love sports, especially cricket, and I love watching cricket. Of course, I don't play now. Some years back I used to play, but I do love cricket.
Wow.
I'm just madly in love with it, and I watch it as and when I have time or I find time for it, and I watch it.
What about you, Eileen? Are you sports related in any way?
I have a zero bone of sports in me right now.
Same with me.
We've
Never
been
been
as
into it.
kids. So in school, they would try to encourage you to get into sports. Like that's what PE was for. Physical activity
Yeah.
was to either get into a basketball team, a volleyball team, a badminton. We would be able to play those, okay, because we are forced to play those in school. But then otherwise, if we had to take it as a professional
No.
a hobby or a professional activity, like a
Or
scholarship
even a
and that.
pastime, would you?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I
Rather
have
than
zero
something
bone of
else.
sports in me, so I wouldn't enjoy watching
Indoor
cricket with
indoor
you.
games.
Indoor
What about
games.
indoor?
Indoor games, like board games.
Yeah,
Oh yes, that I love.
sports, right?
That is a family
Oh, that's sports
activity.
too. Okay.
Family and friends activity is board games. That is
Yeah.
something everyone would love for
Everyone
sure.
should, in fact. If you don't play a board game, we can't be friends. Sorry. It's not cool. Okay, so now an interesting question for Elaine. How often do you change your hair color?
Oh wow. Okay, that is a
Hmm.
very good question. Is this a question from online or
Yeah,
from you?
this has come online, so
Oh,
it's come on. It's not from
interesting.
me.
Okay, so I change my hair color every year. Okay, I'm not very sure if you know this. It's called the Pantone of the Year. So there
Oh
is a company.
yeah, you follow that?
Yes, there's a company
Oh
that
nice.
decides what the color of
Cover
the
the
year
year.
is going to
Yeah.
be like, and I follow that according. So I'm pretty sure with my hair color, you do know what the color of the year is.
So you
It's
just Always, every year
Yeah,
you
every year.
change.
It's been like this for about 6 years now, ever since I started freelancing and stuff. So I decided, you know what, let's go crazy, because it's also kind of an image thing where people in amongst the crowd, people go like, "Hey, do you remember that girl with that pink hair?" Oh yeah, she's no
Oh,
longer pink hair back then. Yeah, because usually at work I wear all black. Okay, so that's the contrast. That's the irony.
Oh,
I wear all
wow.
black, and people would recognize me by my hair. So people go like, "Yeah, that's a girl. I don't know her name, but she has like yellow hair." There, yeah. So this year is actually, for the first time, it has two main colors, which is yellow and gray. So that's why I have gray in my hands and yellow in my hair. Back
Oh
then,
my
it would be
god.
following. So last year, 2020 was blue. So my whole hair was blue, and
so
the
the
following,
entire year you were in blue.
I wear it. Yeah, exactly. I wear it the entire year. So this way, I don't try to damage my hair, and I just try to keep it as possible. Like, I mask it to keep it less damageable, less brittle, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to know, Elvis, would you ever consider coloring your hair?
I was just about to
Yes.
ask you the same question. Is it only for females or for men also?
No,
No.
it's both. No, no, because you see,
So,
the color of the year, by the way, is defined for graphic designers, industries that come out with their new businesses. They define, okay, if you see a logo that's yellow today, you'd be like, oh, that was made in the year 2021. You know,
oh,
so
Yeah.
that's how they decide. This helps the creative industry or the creative field to decide what your color is. So if you go to IKEA right now, you'd find a lot of furniture with yellow as their main color, or gray that kind of pop up right now. Yeah, or even people, the way people dress as well. A lot of yellow or gray colors right now. Even if it's pastels, muted down. That's what helps people decide what the year of the color is and how to base it on their business.
see, I
Yeah,
told you. You know,
you didn't know that, so yeah,
you have to learn every day something
Every
new.
this
So
is
this is
exactly.
something
definitely
new I'm
insightful.
learning
I didn't
from
know
you.
this.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
I
definitely,
absolutely.
I
didn't
think
even know
I'll
that.
keep a watch on those
Wow.
things whenever I go to IKEA or wherever.
So I'm pretty sure that I'm the only person that comes with colored hair in a mask. So if
Oh,
and that sometimes is very very overwhelming for me, because
How
sometimes
do you
people,
manage that attention that
oh,
you
that attention!
constantly have?
I'll be like, I hope you are listening to the priest and not looking at my hair. That's what I'd probably go in church, you know.
Right.
So 'cause sometimes I get very, very self conscious in church, so I'd have to tie it up. Or if not, I'd leave it down as it is, and they go like, "Oh yes, she's here." So I'd probably sit right next to you, you know. But now it's defined now for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
back then when I'd had to color my hair, people go, "Oh yeah, I saw you at church the other day. Really, you did? Yeah, your hair did. I saw you by your hair."
Definitely, you're not missing you in a crowd. Never.
Exactly.
Okay, so now this brings to my last question for the both of you. What kind of an influence do you want to be to our youngsters, to our viewers watching this? Or what kind of an influence should they be? You can talk about both.
Well, the kind of influence I definitely want to give out to others, or the influence I want to be, is a good kind of influence, especially to
Definitely, yeah.
people. Because if there's anything that I want to impart to women alike, like yourself, okay, if in case you are still struggling with a job that you do not like, I want you to start. Do not be afraid of change. To start embracing growth. To start embracing change. I mean, I'm not trying to force you to come to freelancing side and then you just like go put the blame on me if it doesn't work out on you. No, I mean, you really have to work at it every single day. But if there's anything I would influence you, is do not be afraid of change, because that is what's going to keep you alive throughout the next following years. And I want you to be able to kind of believe in yourself, believe in the skills you have, and that's how you'd be able to go for freelancing. If it's a
Yeah,
job you don't like, go ahead, just kind of look for another job that would make you happy. Look out to your strengths, see what's actually good for you, and then kind of follow and pursue whatever passion or career that
that's
you want to
really
do.
big, to like cut off from your 9 to 5 and just go for your
Exactly.
what change you want to
For
inculcate.
sure, I've learned a lot in the
Sure, you
past
learned it the
years.
hard way.
Yeah, if anyone wants to jump out, like I'm going to go jump out into a freelancing job, I'd love to be that mentor for you that tells you, okay, this is what I've been through, the cons, the pros in it. You know, not like me when I ended up, I really had no one to look up to. I didn't have a mentor or someone to tell me this is what I should have learned a couple of years ago before jumping into a freelance job with zero business plan. And I had some money, and I was like, oh, what do I do right now? You know, so it's always your first year that you're gonna struggle, and then if you have people that can guide you properly, good friends that can support you, I'm pretty sure you'd survive the next few years.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis, tell us, what kind of an influence do you want to be? What do you project? Who do you want to project?
well, I feel like you said, whatever you do, whatever your heart say, your passion. Follow your passion. I mean, that's where you can, just not because somebody else is doing something, don't run on it. I mean, follow what your heart wants to do, and whatever you do, give 100% to it.
Yes.
Commit yourself for
Correct.
that, and definitely you will achieve that success or that goal, what you are aiming for or what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
So determination and hard work is very important in life, and commitment is like anything.
No,
Like
I
you have to
agree.
do it.
Because a lot of people thought that I was just doing it because I had a phase, you know? Like, oh, you're probably just doing photography now because that's a phase you're going through. And look,
Yeah.
5 years
Totally
down
get
the
that.
line, I meet that exact same person. Oh, Elaine, what are you doing? Photography. Still? I thought it was a phase for you. No, I actually made it a job. That this is what I live off of on. I put 100% dedication into it, and I went through with it full force. And look at where I am right now. It's not all can do it, to be honest. Yeah,
Of
you
course, yeah.
really have to put in all of that determination into saying yes. This is something that I can do. You have to be very adaptable as well. If you cannot be adaptable to the trends of social media or whatever life brings at you, I'm so sorry to say, please go back to your 9 to 5 job because it's not exactly for everyone.
True,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not everyone's cup of tea, for
yeah.
true,
sure.
true.
Yeah. So now I could keep asking a lot more questions, but let's get to the next part. This is my favorite part of the show. Let's get to the games part. But just before
Games.
that, yeah,
Games. Yeah,
games.
there's games. I have
You have
no
games.
idea.
You have
So
tasks
we all
coming
have to
up.
play a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of you guys are going to go through. Okay, me too, but still.
If there's anything nervous about
Nah.
this interview, it has to be the games because this is something I'm not aware of.
No, it's fine. Before we get to that, let's watch a video. So there's a very special video that has come that has been brought to all of you from a very special person of our parish. And for those of you on Facebook and Insta Live, you can watch the video later on the same platforms. So now let's have the video.
How the parish has influenced me.
I completely forgot we had
To give an answer, to give an answer to this question, I was just looking at myself and St. Joseph's Parish. I could understand that there is a great force which has influenced me, and I could see the reflections of that great force everywhere in this parish. And that great force was Father Eugene, whom I met in Jabalali. He was my parish priest. I learned much from him. He was trying to build the parish, which was at a very young age. I could see the discipline. I could see him leading the faithful towards God. I could see him most sincere. I could see so many things, so many values, which has influenced me. When I came here in Abu Dhabi, to my surprise, I could find the same values already implanted here. He was here, parish priest, for long, 17 years. We have been going through the most difficult times, that is the pandemic. We had to set in place a lot of measures, safety measures. And I can say the influence of Father Eugene, the discipline, the faith, the cooperation, everything of the people was marvelous, and we could succeed in opening the church, in trying our best to come back to a certain kind of new normalcy,
You guys have comments.
to
what?
the situation where we
Comments.
could administer sacraments,
I don't think.
where we could come and worship, where we could pray, where we could meet God. Looking at St. Joseph's, I can rightly say it has influenced me so wonderfully. The exemplary behavior, the expression of faith which people have, their cooperation, their trust, everything. That has influenced me very much. And the best example would be the people visit. God has blessed this parish in a wonderful way to host the representative of Christ. And we were lucky to have a glimpse of Him in our parish church. It is nothing but the blessings of God. It is nothing but the cooperation of parishioners with God and an outward expression of blessings as well as God's graces. The second question was how I influenced the parish. That was, I would say, I did not influence the parish in any way. I didn't want to influence the parish in any way. But I had a mission. My mission was to be an anchor, to bring people to Jesus. And I'm sure I have tried my best to do that through the various activities, through the various programs, through all, whatever I did, could bring people towards God, lay them in front of Him, and take a back seat. So I can say that was my mission and call. Thank you very much.
Okay, so welcome back. I hope you all really like the video. And now let's start with the games part. So, you guys excited
I didn't know
about
we
Very
the
were
much.
game?
gonna have games.
Very much.
Okay, so now you all have your cards with you, right? So that's for yourself. Do not show it to anyone.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tell you quickly how the game works. So we have the card, we have a name, and then we have 5 words underneath that. So the highlighted word, for example, is museum here. You should say this word without using the subsidiary words. Get it? The words below it. Like for museum, the subsidiary words here are art, paint, exhibits, building, collection. So I could say something like a place where we keep antiques or where we take tickets for, we have
Without
the
using any
loom.
of the
Yeah,
words below.
without using those words, you should convey it to the person to what the word is. We have to guess it for you basically.
Okay.
Okay, and I will be monitoring here. I have all your words here. So I will be checking if you're using any of these words. So
Oh,
these words are not meant to be
sneaky.
used. Okay, so you have to convey this without using the words. There is a twist to this though. You see these balloons around you. So these are helium balloons. So you have to cut them, inhale the air, and then speak, just to bring a fun fact to it.
Oh, okay. So my screechy voice is
Yes,
not enough
yes,
for
yes,
you.
sure.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try to demonstrate this,
Okay, go
and
ahead.
I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Okay, wait. So you take the balloon,
All right.
okay, and I cut it.
Oh my God, is
Hello,
your
hello, hi. Did it change my
no?
voice? Okay, that was a fail, but maybe you guys will do better. So I'm gonna pass out and check if you guys can do it. Right? Elvis,
Okay.
you go first. Okay.
Are we actually gonna cut it out, right?
Yeah, yeah, you should
Okay.
have scissors there. Just no. We'll go for Elvis first. Let
Oh,
him have
okay.
his turn. Then we'll do it for you. Okay?
Oh, okay. So it's is this kind of like taboo with helium in it?
Yes,
Okay, fine.
exactly. That's what the game's called. It's called taboo.
It's taboo with helium.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It becomes
Okay,
really.
let's try. Inhale it because it shouldn't fly off.
It won't.
It would cut it. Maybe cut a small hole, perhaps.
Depends on how you want to do it. Well, I tend to fail on it.
Can you hold it?
Yeah. Just make a small hole, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just make a small hole, and then you could probably. Okay, it's like people inhaling the whole.
Hi.
How are you?
Guess what?
This is not working. Okay, never mind. Okay. So, Elvis, show me up.
Can you try?
You want me to try it? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. If this doesn't work, we'll have
Yeah.
to blame the helium. Yeah.
We'll have to play it
It's
normally.
like, is this even helium? Yeah. Hopefully, okay. Maybe it should work. I'm not very.
You try making a hole in it and
I am doing a small hole. Okay.
The taste was different.
Is it? You said the taste was different.
Elvis says the taste was different.
Okay. Hello?
All of
Oh, no. Wait. Hello? Oh my
Oh
god, it's me! I just hate my voice.
Okay, fine. Can you try describing the word now? This is how you're supposed to do it.
Okay. Oh no, shit. I hear my voice now. Wait. How do I not use any of these words? Uh, wooden thing you put on a table that you can put.
So you have a time going on, so you have to answer it within that time. Elvis.
Exactly. So it's a wooden. Okay, let me try this one more time. It is a wooden thing you put on the table, and I sound more squeaky.
Try fast.
A wooden thing you put on the table that shows you your friends who your family is.
What is the thing that you put on a table? That.
Food?
Come on, Elaine, you can do
Food?
it.
No, it is something that you kind of show
Okay,
your
I'm gonna help
friends
her and be
who
like,
they are.
you
Yeah.
put it on the wall, you put it around your house.
All right.
It's a
Yes.
memory capture. Did I say that?
Right. It's a memory that you capture
That's
on
it.
a.
Time's up.
Oh
Time's
crap.
up.
Okay.
So the word was photograph.
Oh,
So here, who loses is Elaine. Basically, you lost. All right. So now next is Elvis. Try. You can try the same method with the balloon if you want to.
Kind of punch a hole.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Hello there.
should you want me to try this?
Yeah. Same like her.
Yeah. So you kind of puncture a small hole and then you suck the air in it into your voice.
Oh, this game is really interesting.
Do we have more balloons?
No, that's it. That's it.
Literally.
You try. Just
No, oh, yeah, just a little bit. Now swallow it.
Let's see.
Okay, something.
Oh no!
It's not
No,
working. Okay,
it's
never
not
mind.
working.
Okay, no
These
problem.
balloons are faulty.
Continue.
Okay,
Okay.
let me try.
I think you have to put it really close to your mouth and not
Yeah.
let the air escape it.
Okay, no,
No.
it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, something which you can buy everything.
Time's
Credit
up.
card, debit card, something you can buy, which you can buy everything.
Yes.
Something which you can buy everything. Can you? Is it a thing or
You
is
know,
it a
keep giving her more descriptions without using
Um,
these words.
which you want to earn for.
money? Did I get it? Money, bills, paper. I'm very competitive. As which one is it? No, you have to be more descriptive.
Okay, I'll help Elvis out here. Imagine a very successful person,
A business person.
a highly successful person, like Warren Buffett or someone,
What? One?
Warren Buffett.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
someone at that level. What are they known
a
as?
rich person.
Yeah, what are they known as?
Oh no! Wait. Oh wow! What is a rich person called? What's
Like
the?
Kylie Jenner is the youngest.
What if
Wait,
you
it's an influencer, right? But what is it? It's the
The term you used to
what if
define.
you earn a lottery?
Ah, Elvis, you used the word lottery.
Oops.
oh
And
no!
time's up. It was millionaire. Anyways,
Oh
so
my
both of you guys
goodness!
are one on one.
I should have said that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Ellie,
was
let's
like,
get to your part fast,
okay,
quickly. Okay, time starts now. Your next word.
okay, here. It is. Oh my god! Wait. It is up.
Okay. Okay,
It is
go on, go
up.
on. Okay.
It is not blue.
Everything what's up and not blue.
It protects the sun. I mean, protects. It covers the sun. Yes.
What covers the sun now?
Not. Yes.
Yes. You get a point, you get
Why
a
would I
point.
say protects the sun?
Is it
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's right.
It's great. It's great.
Great.
Okay. So next, Elvis, it's your turn.
Okay. So
And your time starts now.
something which you hear and you feel relaxed.
Music, radio. Okay. Did I get
See,
it?
I made it very simple
You
for you.
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
right.
That was
So
it.
that's both of you guys are at the same level now.
Woohoo!
Tight competition next to you.
Am I the only one with the helium?
You're the
This
only
is
one with the helium. You're the only one having fun here. Go on.
okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Okay.
Both of us have failed at it very badly.
It is. Wait. It's not. It's not happening again. It is what most people cannot do right now until Abu Dhabi has allowed it to.
Okay, so
Social gathering,
what is
Otherwise,
restricted?
party,
where you fly.
vacation,
What is the word? What is the word for it?
holidays,
The alternate. You're correct. You're almost there.
Yeah.
um,
What is it that most people can't do? You know?
moving around. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. What is it called? What is the term for it? You have 18 seconds.
Did I say party? No.
No.
Mm,
You. It's. I am dash to India. Aha.
Fill in the blanks. Fill in the
Fill in the
blanks.
blanks. I am dash to India.
I'm
Time's up. That's it. It was
sorry.
travel.
Oh, but I
Right?
did
It
say
becomes
right.
difficult, right?
You
Some.
were very close, but you didn't say the word travel. Never mind. Okay, so next is Elvis's turn. So we are in 2-1 now,
Okay.
with Elaine leading.
A group
Okay.
of people who eat together.
Gathering. A
This is your
crowd
turn.
gathering. Social gathering. A group of people that meet together. Friends.
Eat together,
Eat
drink together,
together.
pray together.
The church. You can eat
You're
at church.
close, but really for
You're very
he's
close.
giving you
Oh,
very easy.
wait.
Try, try.
A group. People that eat together. Is it parishioners? Is that another term?
No,
A
Come on.
crowd, a group of people, small gathering, friends.
you're saying everything except the
Oh my
word.
goodness, which one is it?
You're gonna be surprised when you know.
Um, the clock's not even there. So, uh, 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 people.
Never mind. I'm just giving you a time up now. I think it's been a minute.
What is it?
Come on. Family.
Last
Oh,
one.
that.
Told you. Told you. You said everything except the
Why
word.
cannot? Why can you not say I have one?
That was true though. Okay, so now Elaine, let's go.
Okay.
Let's get to the voice again.
Okay. Wait. Let me think about how should I say it. Okay. It is what people use to. Oh no! Wait. Um.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Wait. Wait.
But you can
Wait.
do it, you can do it. The timer is running, so you better focus.
It is. It is what you put on a sign. Ah, it's not there. It is what you put on a sign.
30 seconds. Something that you put on the sign.
It's colorful. I said it was the year, the color of the year. People depend on this, and they put it as their. Something you want to tell yourself?
Make some
I
guesses.
know,
Make
I
some
know, it's
guesses.
so hard. I don't know.
15.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
This is how you recognize certain things, by looking at it. It's an identity of
Poster,
some sort.
So,
signboard.
how do you
You're
know?
close, you're close.
How do you know it's
Time's up.
angels? Hmm?
That's it. Done. But you tried really hard. It's logo.
What would
Logo.
you have said? How would you have said it actually?
Okay, so this is our last round. I think this is the
Last
last
one.
word. Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Something which starts first.
One. Is it one
The time has
first?
started.
It's
So,
something to do like many of them they celebrate
a birthday.
initially.
Initially, your first birthday.
No?
No.
Initially, your job. Oh, what?
It's the beginning of something.
A celebration. It's a first day. Your birth.
I mean,
Is it a
Elvis, help it
birthday?
out. Tell us something
It's
more
the
about.
first. I'm probably gonna give all the words as much as I know.
Something to do with a year.
Year,
Mm.
year, or like the year of
Year,
the.
year.
YEA.
Oh, something to do with the year
2017.
2021 first, 2021st.
Yeah, you're close. Come on.
Oh, give me another clue. What is it? Something to do with the year, birthday, celebration, 2021,
Okay, what comes after Christmas?
New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when is that?
January 1st,
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
which
so
is
close.
the New
This is
Year,
January.
January
It's
1st,
January, yeah.
January. Oh, you can say month.
No, you can't say month. That was it.
Oh, okay, right, because
But
it doesn't
anyways,
tell me
good
when.
one. You got it. Now you get to
Did
go.
I get it before time?
Yeah, you got it
Yes.
before the time. So what is
Wait.
the scores now? It's 2-2, right? Both of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it 2-2?
I'm sure
I was not
the
keeping a
audience did
track,
not see
so
that, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Now it's you. I think you have one more card.
I have one more
Yeah.
card. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Does what do you call this? Elvis, do you have one more card?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should
I
also
do
have.
have
He
one
has
more
one
card.
more card. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do this just for the sake of Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Wait, 1 second. Okay, wait. Let me get into it.
It's the voice for me, really.
Who is behind the camera? On the other end of the camera? People. Oh,
Out.
snap!
Out.
I was
Sucks.
gonna say.
That's it.
So what was the
Look
answer?
here. It was
It was
audience.
audience, and she was not supposed to use people. But okay. Well, yes. If you win this, you can probably become the winner.
I'm going to put something very tough for you.
Right. I'll answer you in helium then.
This is the, yeah. Oh
Just to
yeah,
use
that'd be
it.
nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Something which comes for Christmas. You see him for Christmas.
The birth of Christ. Christmas tree. Nativity.
Children love it.
Gifts.
Uh,
Gifts.
close, but
The sun and the
something
moon. That
something to
presents.
do with the season.
Christmas.
Cold season.
December. Winter.
No, not winter, but very close. Very close.
It's one of the symbol of Christmas.
Angels. Christmas tree.
No, no, no. Okay, what are the four seasons? Tell me.
Spring, summer, fall, winter.
Okay, what happens in these seasons?
They get cold. No, 4 seasons of the month. What? Oh, wait.
What happens in the last season?
Winter becomes cold. It's December.
Yeah, what happens when it becomes
Oh,
cold?
it snows?
Yeah, so what do we do with snow?
We don't have snow.
What do you do? You have 3 seconds. What do kids do with snow? Man,
Play with the snow, jump out, just roll over, tumble, make snowman, sandcastles, no, snowcastles.
it's done. Thanks for time.
What was it?
It was a snowman. Dude.
Come on, I said Christmas.
I said snow
I used
You
the
were
season.
castles.
very
Why did I
close.
say snow castles? Why did I say snow castles? That's
It's okay. It's
You
okay.
said winter. You're
I
very
said
close.
right,
You were
yeah, and I
very
said
close. You just
snow.
had to say
Can I have
snow.
half a point for saying
No.
snow?
Mhm. Okay, so now it comes to the time. We have to decide a winner. Do you guys remember who guessed what?
Yes, people.
The
Hi.
judges.
I'm gonna ask the audience now.
Yes, did the audience keep count?
Did anyone keep a count on who won? All of us were highly involved. Okay, you save the helium and you keep talking in it for the rest of the show. Okay, it's
Sure.
really working.
Okay,
All
come on.
right.
There's something left in that. Come on.
Yeah, there's definitely left
Sing
in
Yeah.
there.
something.
Okay.
Okay, so our audience tells us that Elaine is leading.
Wow.
Oh,
Good job, Elaine. Good job. Good job at guessing. All right, so now
That's because
we
I love the helium voice.
okay, this is
That's why I'm
getting
winning.
creepy. Right, but good job, guys. Both of you were amazing at this. Really good tries. Missed a lot of answers by
we're very
certain
close,
words.
right?
Very close, but yeah, maybe we had more time. Maybe we could have
I would
guessed it
have loved to
right.
hear Elvis's voice like this.
I know, me too. But it's okay. Cool. So let's give the gifts now.
What?
The gifts. The winner gets a gift.
Oh, I get a
Wow.
gift?
Right. So just a minute. So Elaine, please come forward. This is an amazing gift
Wait.
which is prepared by a back-end team for you.
Oh my god, it's tea!
It has everything you love, apparently. This one's for you.
Yay! Wait.
You can smile for the camera. Of course.
She loves
I
it.
would like to thank the Slice of Christ people for my my gift of food. It is the gift of life to have food.
Well, we're glad you like it. Thank you so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
being. Now, Elvis, when you get a gift for
Oh,
being
for losing?
amazing, yeah. Please come. This is your gift. Come here. So the camera gets a picture.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for this lovely gift.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yay!
All right. So we've come to the final part. All good things come to an end. I had a lot of fun on show. Did you guys enjoy?
Yes,
Did you have
definitely.
fun? Did
I
you
have
like
Of
the
course, we had a
a
lot of
stairs?
teeny
fun.
bit of
No,
helium
speak,
left to
speak with
say.
it, speak with it.
No, I want to say it like as we end the show. Then that's probably what I'll save for because I think it's only for a couple of words left.
Yeah, all right. Cool. So now we also need to announce a social media winner. We had marketed that we would give someone a gift hamper. So for that, let's announce the winner. Just a minute. Who do you think is the winner?
On social media,
Social media, yeah. How are we announcing it?
I cannot.
Just a minute. There's a hamper giveaway.
I don't have
You
the
have to
ability
pick
to read.
someone.
I don't have the ability to read minds.
Right. So, anyways, we will be picking a winner and then we will be giving the gift hamper to you. You can contact Surya and that's it. We'll
Who's the
let you
winner?
know.
Can I say who the winner is?
Wait.
Oh, that's what I'm
Oh,
used to
okay.
hearing from.
I did not know this. So there's a bowl over there, and
Oh,
Elvis has to pick the name. This is someone who's been following us on all our collaterals. This is for them.
Let me show
interesting.
nicely.
Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah, just one winner,
Do I
please.
have to read it?
Can I do a
You have
drum roll
to.
with the helium? Or I should say the winner is, and then
Should I announce?
Yeah.
It's D'Souza girl.
D'Souza girl. It's D'Souza underscore girls. That's an Instagram handle. Congratulations to you, D'Souza. We really hope you will be getting the gift hamper from us. You can contact Surya for this. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So that brings us to the end of the show. I'm really thankful for all your time. The discussions were amazing. Thank you for coming here and sharing all your thoughts with us. And before we wind up, I also have to thank the Konkani community for lending us their sound equipments. Thank you so much for that. And a huge shout out to all the back-end team, people who've been working day and night on this show. Thank you so much for all of your help and for the viewers who've stayed this long and been through us with this journey. Do stay tuned and come and watch all our episodes. Next month, we will be back, right? With other guests, of course.
Thank you.
Thank
oh
you.
never.
You guys can say thank you in your helium voice and final video.
Thank you. If you had much as fun as we did, I hope you had fun too.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.